we're going to talk about dealing with attacks, right? Spiritual. Um, okay, so for me personally, there's a lot of things in general that happen, but I do believe that there's a divine justice, there's judgment for everything. I believe that everything that happens, it's seen and heard divinely. Everything is recorded. So every one of us will answer to the things that we do, why we are answerable to our own actions. I believe that the same way God loves me, God loves another person, everybody else and everything else that the God has created. So no one has the right to wrong another and get away with it, right? Because God can give us, God will stand for us, but also God will stand for somebody else that we have wronged the same way. So we need to be mindful of our actions to ensure that we're trying our best, even though we might not be perfect with it, and every now and then we might do things that might not be positive and affect others negatively. But in those situations, it's best to learn from our uh, actions and seek forgiveness as needed, seek forgiveness, and correct our mistakes if possible. And try our best not to repeat that, learn from our mistakes. But no one gets away with anything that they do, even if it doesn't seem that way. There's always a way that things get taken care of divinely to bring the balance, back regarding anything that might have happened. If somebody was wrong, something was taken to somebody, then somehow something's going to happen along the way to give that person back what they lost, to balance things from what was taken. You know what I mean? So it's like no matter what someone tries to do against you, things will always be divinely taken care of. Dealing with injustice. I don't believe that anyone gets away with anything. I think that for every action, there's judgment and justice. You know, anybody that has been wronged in some way, shape, or form, something divinely happens to bring balance, to restore whatever has happened to that person. If somebody gets something taken away, at some point, in time, something else will happen to replace whatever that person that was taken from that person. Sometimes it's not always like somebody slaps you, you get that they get a slap back in that same exact way. I think divine judgment is just it's different. It happens differently, but everything is always at balance. Like I was listening to this speaker on YouTube. I'm saying speaker because I can't think straight right now. But anyways, I just want to give credit that I heard it from someone. But like the universe is always at balance. Life is always at balance. So whatever's happening, whatever happens, the opposite is going to happen to balance it out. So whatever happens in your life, however somebody might have wronged you, in some way, shape, or form, at some point, there's going to be divine justice that's going to correct that wrong in some way, shape, or form. It might happen even in a way that you haven't realized that this blessing or this good thing that's happened to you is the payback, the restoration of something that has happened before. You know, you being um, elevated and blessed because of the wrongs that have been done to you, or because of the wrongs that have been done to the people before you, the ancestors. Sometimes some things were owed to other people in your bloodline, in your lineage, in your ancestry, and then you end up receiving it, and that's a justice being restored to them. Like some people that have, you know, the history, the ancestors that had gone through a lot. You're here right now receiving the blessings, receiving the justice on the behalf of your ancestors. With the opportunities that you're getting, the chances that you're getting that they didn't get to have. You are the answered prayers. You are the one here representing them and receiving the justice on their behalf. So everything at some point in time gets balanced out. The karmic debts gets paid. So whatever you think somebody might have done to you, whether you're seeing things happening in their life right now or not, at some point the divine is going to balance that scale in the way that God knows is best for all of those involved. Because and also I want to encourage you, like sometimes we cannot take things into our own hands. Sometimes justice, we have to release it to the divine. Because if somebody does something to you, if somebody does something to you and you do it back, you might do more than what they did to you. And now you have done something wrong. Now they can call judgment on you. They can get justice from you too. I always think the way God loves us, God loves everything that God created. Everything that is created is loved. If you are wronged, you will receive justice on your behalf. If you wrong somebody else, they have that same right. So be mindful with your interactions. Yes, we cannot be perfect about it, but try to learn from your mistakes and apologize when necessary. And that's what you can do to try to correct certain situations, or do what is right. When you have done something wrong, do what you know is right in your heart. Even if it may seem like it's hard, even if it may seem like it's hard, always do what is right in your heart, no matter how uncomfortable you may feel, because it's gonna release you from that karma, from that karmic debt, also, and help you live with a more clear conscience. You deserve justice, and so does other people. So mind your actions, and sometimes you don't take things, don't take the justice, the revenge, the vengeance into your own hands. Pray and ask the one or the ones you believe in to guide you and release the situation to them, because they're going to be able to bring justice to you in a way that will balance it out for you, rather than you ended up getting yourself in trouble. You know, let's say somebody has wronged you, like maybe they stole a pen. And because they stole a pen, you're like, okay, now you're going to go and do something really bad with that person, like hurt them physically. That's not what they did to you. That's not balancing it. Now you've done something more. Like let's say somebody affected you in a certain way. Now you're going to do something that's going to affect not just them, it's going to affect the people who are attached to them. Now you have done wrong. You've wronged the innocent people who were not part of it. Sometimes your actions can end up impacting more than the one that owes you, the more than the one that you have the issue with. And if you have wronged innocent people, then you have done something wrong. For them, justice has to be done too. You got to get balanced out. Sometimes release the need to take revenge to the Most High and ask for guidance on how to act about situations, even if you've been wronged. We're all wrong people at some points in time. And I think that's something that we'll probably always do on some levels. But we can always try to correct our mistakes. The way others can wrong us, we can wrong others too. So let's try to have grace as well with how we handle things when it comes to dealing with conflicts and situations. So yeah, so that's the message right now. Peace, love, and light always.